we don't see things as they are. We see things as we are. We have a self-perception that becomes our projection and then the creation of our lives. So by doing this work, this is probably the most important answer I've given you so far, is that by elevating our own self-perception, and by the way, that does not mean inflating the ego, it means connecting to who we are in truth. And all the things I've talked about, the journey through the self to the self, using breath, using the body as the learning device for the mind, learning to cultivate the 5 aspects of mind and the ways that concentration facilitates meditation, which facilitates transformation, and that equips you to use the pillars of the non-judgment, non-attachment, non-reaction, non-resistance. You can see that all of this is a higher way of being, and it comes from a higher self-perception. And that's what I call self-cultivation. And I do know that the next question that's coming is, how do we elevate basically the lives of others and humanity? And the answer is inherent in this answer. Self-cultivation leads to service. So when I am a higher version of myself, then I become an observable truth for others to bear witness to and do the same. It's that thing about giving permission to others just by virtue of your being. So when others are like, oh, I see. And by the way, I can sense that, I can feel that, I can see that, and I can see how I put myself through it unnecessarily, all the thoughts that are unnecessary, that are, jerking me around and, ruling my life. And I can be free from that. I can be free from anger. I can be more connected and, again, grounded, centered, seated. And so when we do it for ourselves, not only can we come from a place of, I know who I am in truth, and therefore I know who you are in truth, and that's who I speak to. Even, and especially if you yourself don't know yet and don't believe it yet. That'd be a huge conversation to have. I think I'd like to save that if we could reserve, 5 minutes toward the end. I think I'd like to use that as an expression.
Okay, that's awesome. And that was a whole lot to unpack, that my audience have heard me or seen what I've talked with many guests and many things over the years. And a couple of takeaways I really have from that I really love my audience to focus on is that once you elevate yourself, you now become a person of service.